Emergency warning. The Medicane threat is intensifying across Europe. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news broadcast on the Mr Tien channel. Dear viewers, before we begin, please support us by clicking like and subscribing to the channel to stay updated with the latest weather forecasts. At this moment, the entire atmospheric system over Europe is entering an extremely unstable phase. From the Mediterranean Sea to the North Atlantic, a series of low-pressure zones are forming consecutively, creating a chain reaction that has prompted meteorologists across the continent to issue emergency warnings. The main focus of attention right now is the Medicane, a term referring to tropical-like storms forming over the Mediterranean Sea. Normally, Medicane events are rare, but in recent years their frequency has increased significantly. And this year, forecast models indicate that the risk of Medicane storms is rapidly rising, spreading from southern Europe all the way up to central and northern regions. Meteorologists warn that a major disruption in the atmospheric pattern is underway. The high-pressure system that has long dominated the region over the UK and Ireland is weakening, opening the path for heavy rains, strong winds, and massive moist air masses from the Mediterranean to penetrate deep into the continent. From Italy, Greece, and Albania to Serbia, Romania, and even further north toward Ireland, the UK, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Norway, this entire area is forecast to experience a chain of meteorological impacts. Heavy rain, flooding, strong winds, and even snowfall in northern regions all are within the possible scenarios. The latest satellite maps show that the stable atmospheric pattern that has persisted since early autumn is starting to collapse. The high-pressure shield that has long protected the UK and Ireland is being invaded by a chain of low-pressure systems moving in from the Atlantic. In the south, the Mediterranean is witnessing the emergence of several small vortices, the precursors to Medicane formation. This is a direct result of sea surface temperatures being 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius above average. The high temperature enhances evaporation, generating vast humid air masses. When these collide with cooler air descending from the north, the temperature contrast produces energy, forming strong convective vortices, the driving mechanism behind Medicane storms. According to data from the European Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecasts, ECMWF, humidity in the mid-troposphere has increased by 30% compared to the same period last year. This explains why small storm systems are appearing more frequently. Experts now conclude that Europe's atmospheric model is entering its most turbulent phase since early 2020, and the current sequence of low-pressure zones could mark the beginning of a prolonged Medicane period, extending through the remainder of autumn into early winter. In southern Europe, particularly southern Italy, the island of Sicily, the Ionian Sea, and Greece, clusters of strong convective clouds are erupting. Meteorological radars show a storm system forming and slowly spinning between Italy and Albania. Its current intensity is not yet sufficient to be named, but core wind speeds have already reached 70 to 80 kilometers per hour, accompanied by localized heavy rainfall. Southern Italian provinces, especially Calabria, Basilicata, and Sicily, are under red alert. In Albania and Greece, rainfall totals are expected to exceed 200 millimeters within just 48 hours, enough to trigger severe flooding in low-lying areas. Forecast rainfall maps also show a long rain band extending into Kosovo, North Macedonia, and Montenegro, raising risks of landslides and flash floods. It must be emphasized that Medicane storms are not ordinary storms. When the right conditions are met, warm seawater, stable upper-level winds, and high humidity, a Medicane can develop a tropical cyclone-like structure, with a defined center and a closed eye. In such cases, wind speeds may exceed 120 kilometers per hour, with waves higher than 5 meters, posing serious threats to the coastal zones of Italy and Greece. Some advanced weather models show a real possibility of a strong Medicane forming later this week. The current vortex may still be weak, but the inflow of hot, humid air from North Africa into the Ionian Sea could inject additional energy, allowing the system to intensify faster than expected. Across northern and western Europe, a major shift is underway. The stubborn high-pressure system that has dominated the skies over the UK and Ireland for weeks is finally breaking down. Atlantic troughs are beginning to surge in, bringing showers and strong winds. In the next 48 to 72 hours, Ireland and Northern Ireland are expected to experience prolonged rainfall, with totals reaching 50 to 80 millimeters, especially along western coastal areas. Gusts of 60 to 70 kilometers per hour may disrupt maritime and air transport. As this low-pressure system moves eastward, it will sweep across Wales, southern and central England, bringing heavy rain and strong winds. Some areas in Scotland, particularly the Highlands, may even see the first snow of the season, a clear sign that Arctic air is moving southward. The system will then continue northeast, impacting France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and southern Norway. A wide and persistent rain belt could cause local flooding in the coastal plains of the Netherlands and the Seine estuary region of France. In Norway, heavy rainfall combined with rapidly falling temperatures could lead to early snowfall and icy road conditions. Local authorities are urged to prepare traffic advisories, evacuation support, and stockpile essential supplies and fuel for mountain communities. According to the latest simulation data, meteorologists warn that this series of low-pressure systems will not end with this first wave. Instead, a repeating atmospheric circulation pattern is forming, where one low weakens, another immediately develops behind it. This explains the prolonged rainfall across southern and eastern Europe. In Spain, where major floods recently occurred, water levels have not yet fully receded, and another humid air mass from the Mediterranean is approaching. From Valencia to Alicante, residents are urged to remain on high alert for renewed flash flooding. In the east, from Serbia to Romania and Bulgaria, the Mediterranean air mass will continue producing rain for at least 3 more days. Cumulative totals may exceed 200 to 250 millimeters, posing serious threats to levees and reservoirs. Forecast rainfall maps through the end of the week show many Mediterranean regions turning dark red, corresponding to totals over 200 millimeters. Some areas in Albania, Greece, and southern Italy may even exceed 300 millimeters, levels capable of submerging entire towns. Accompanying the rain are strong winds and high waves, particularly across the Ionian, Aegean, and Tyrrhenian seas. Gusts of 9 to 10 Beaufort can snap moorings, damage small boats, and endanger maritime activities. The most concerning development now is the complete breakdown of the stable pattern that has dominated Europe for months. As the high pressure over the UK and Ireland weakens, the entire atmospheric balance shifts, allowing humid Mediterranean air to surge northward. This change not only invites Medicane systems, but also opens the door for Arctic cold air masses to plunge south, creating powerful convection bursts. It is this clash between hot and cold, moist and dry that fuels atmospheric chaos. Meteorologists at the ECMWF warn that if this trend continues, Europe could face a prolonged Medicane season lasting through November, with the potential for a strong Medicane event entirely possible. Meanwhile, off the coast of North Africa, a new disturbance is developing and may move toward the Caribbean, a sign that both the Atlantic and Mediterranean basins are entering parallel active phases with abnormally high storm frequency. This puts Europe at risk of a double impact, from the south via Medicane activity and from the west via Atlantic cyclones. When these two streams interact, the consequences could be severe: extreme rainfall, widespread flooding, and disruptions to transport and trade across the continent. Combining all available meteorological data, the overall picture shows that a major atmospheric upheaval is beginning, and the Medicane threat will not remain confined to the Mediterranean. Residents of southern, central, and northern Europe are advised to closely monitor local weather forecasts over the next 5 to 7 days. Avoid long-distance travel during periods of heavy rain or strong winds, especially in coastal and mountainous areas. Reinforce homes, inspect drainage systems, and prepare supplies and backup power. Suspend small fishing or boating activities until safety is confirmed. Local authorities should activate regional disaster response plans, ready rescue teams, equipment, and safe evacuation centers. This unstable weather pattern is expected to persist through the end of November, coinciding with the official close of the Mediterranean storm season. Experts emphasize that sea surface temperatures remain above average, meaning Medicane storms still have sufficient fuel to form at any moment. The report also notes that, in parallel with the Medicane, a new Atlantic low-pressure system is being closely monitored. Should these two systems interact, Europe could experience a rare double extreme weather sequence not seen since 2018. In this context, communities are urged to remain calm but vigilant, stay informed, and act promptly upon receiving local alerts. Europe is entering a challenging climatic period. The Medicane, the tropical-like storm of the Mediterranean, is rising strongly, carrying a warning about an increasingly volatile climate future. As the stable model collapses, as sea temperatures remain high, and as hot and cold air masses collide violently, Europe could face one of the most significant weather disruptions of the decade. Experts affirm, this is not just a storm. This is a warning about the powerful transformation of the region's entire climate system. Stay tuned for further updates. Emergency warnings remain in effect until the Medicane shows full signs of weakening. European Weather Television, Special Emergency Bulletin. Be prepared, stay alert, and stay safe. Thank you for watching the news on the Mr. Tien channel. If you found this information useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to receive the latest weather forecasts. See you in the next update.